On the lean-to project, and we've set the two outer posts. They've been tamped in, they're ready to go. And so in order to set a post in the middle, and you could have, if you made sure that your two outer posts and you had 10 posts in the middle, you can do the same technique that helps you line all of your middle posts up with your two corner posts. So what we did is we ran a string, and you can see that I have two of my children holding the string, and the faces of these two posts are flush with each other or are square. So then all we have to do is match up any center post, anything that's in the middle of these two posts, with this string, and we make sure that it's square by flushing the string up to the post. And then it's not, this post isn't set yet, so it's not level. I mean, we made sure that it can be level but in plumb, but before we set it, we'll do that again. We're just trying to jump in here and help you see how to do this so that you don't have to have any fear that you're going to have a building that's all messed up. And then we also just measured to make sure that this post is at our center point, which is a 24-foot building, outside to outside post. So we made the very middle of this post be 12 foot. And we made sure that that was accurate by taking a reading also off of this structure that we hope is square and whatnot, and came off at the 12-foot joint on that. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can also look down posts to make sure that your posts are plumb and square with each other. Okay, so now we're looking down the posts. So this is our front corner post, we have a center post, and then we have a back corner post. And if you're wanting to see if you don't have a string line that you can run down, and you're just trying to make sure that your posts are true to one another, then what you can do is actually look down, and if you've got any of your two corner posts are set right, then anything in the middle should be plumb with those posts, and they should be flush with those posts. So I can look down these posts, and the farther I get back from the post, the easier it becomes. But I can just kind of walk this way, move toward this way, and see the edges of the post start to line up, and they should all shadow each other to where they're in a perfect line. And I can also step over this way and start moving in this way until they're all lined up at the same time. And so when you look down this, even from a distance pretty far away, it looks like it's all one post because they're just that perfect or true to each other. All right, day 2 of the lean-to project. So now we've already set our posts, they're plumb, they're square with the structure that we're coming off of. And now we're getting ready to set our beams on top of the post. And there's a couple different ways that you can set your beams. You don't have to use really a beam, but we're using 3x8s just because that's what we like to do. And we're using all rough sawn lumber. So we've got a full 6x6 post here. We've got a full 3x8 beam here. So some people, you could do just a butt joint where in the middle of one of your connecting posts, the beams as they come together, they simply butt together. And we're actually going to do a little splice joint here. And so the way that I did that is because this is an 8x8, I'm sorry, it's a 3x8, and then this is a 6x6 post. I take half the distance of this, which is 8 inches, so this is going to be a 4-inch mark at that point. But then I'm going to come in 3 inches this way because this is a 6x6. And so whenever you're laying this out, I'm laying my two beams out right next to each other so I can see that on this beam, and I've already done this one, I cut it out, and on this one I'm about to cut it out, so I can see that this is going to be the top, and it'll rest right here in this pocket, and I make an X right there so I'll know what I'm cutting out. And because it's a little bit thicker wood than I can cut through,
so you should have said circular saw and then reciprocating saw
to get my nice straight edge. For this portion of the lean-to project, what we're doing is we're establishing a level point across each of the posts because the ground isn't level. So if the ground isn't level, then when you set the posts aren't going to be level. So, and we're not worried about the fact that our ground isn't level. It's flat enough for what we're doing. So what we do is we look at even the height of the post sticking out of the ground and have to consider the lowest or the shortest post sticking out of the ground. And so we'll find one end, whichever end gives us the desired height that we're wanting. then we'll go from that. And on this situation, it was the front corner post over here that's where we started from. And so we put a little screw in the back of the post and then strung a line, as you can see, going just across. And then we have a little thing over there by John. John, can you point to the string line level? So that's a little string line level. It just rests on the string. You pull the string tight, and whenever it gets tight and you know that your string line level is reading level, then you can come in and just mark the post wherever you want to, which we've already done. And so the lines are still marked properly with the string. So then we'll just release the string and come in and cut our posts at that particular height, and they'll all
This
be
is
nice
the string
and level.
line level that Sid mentioned earlier.
So now
This is the string line level that Sid mentioned earlier in the video.